trust you, but don't lie to me. Don't lie, don't lie, don't lie. Don't lie to me. Don't lie, don't lie, don't lie. I tell you that I love you, and I love you.
Hey you, it's your girl Spicy, host of Spicy Conversations. Join me and my sexy guest as we discuss relationships, sex, and lots of pleasure. A full 2 hours of erotic fun that you don't want to miss. Are you ready to add some spice to your life? Hell yeah, you are. And I am ready to please you. Spicy Conversations, SME After Dark.
Doug Stewart here to tell you about my man Smooth at smoothtickets.com. Smooth's got the tickets for everything that you need in the world of sports, concerts, or theater. I don't care what it is. I don't care where it's at in this great land of ours. My man Smooth at smoothtickets.com, he got them tickets. I'm telling you, boxing, baseball, NBA, NFL, country music concerts, hard rock, hip-hop, theater, Broadway. He's got them all. And if he don't have them, there ain't none. I'm telling you, smoothtickets.com. Once again, that's smoothtickets.com, or give him a call at 404-374-1150. Once again, that's 404-374-1150. You got to tell him, though, that I sent you. You got to tell them that Doug Stewart sent you. Once again, smoothtickets.com. That's smoothtickets.com. Yeah! Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com. America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play. So, you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's STU for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU. This is your folk, Doug Stewart. Want to protect you and your family from life's unexpected mishaps? Then join 7. Join 7 is a prepaid legal company under the umbrella of the Protection Group. Join 7 is the only group benefit or motor club in the U.S. that offers auto reimbursement coverage, key replacement coverage, roadside assistance, gives you a current Medi-File, prescription savings, and fully encompassed prepaid legal benefits that include identity theft. They got your back. The average combined cost to purchase these benefits individually is over $850 a year. Join today and take advantage of all 7 for $17 a month. They've been around for over 20 years, so check them out by clicking on the banner link on my page, thedougstewartshow.com, or the app. Just go ahead and join 7. It's hour number 2 of the Doug Stewart Show, baby. Yes, sir. Man Talk Monday. We got some entertainment news coming up for you in about 15 minutes. There's only one birthday to talk about, but some very eventful things happened this past weekend in the world of entertainment, so we'll get to that. And don't forget, at 12 noon today, the Alpha Male Sports Talk Show, hosted by my man Waterhead Walter, debuts today. The Poe Politicking Show at 7:30 p.m. LHC, the Lonely Hearts Cafe, at around 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and Spicy Conversations. Set your watches. Just set your watches, man, for SME After Dark, man. They really, quote, unquote, get loose. I'm telling you. Hey, one more thing before I jump back into the chat room on Spreaker.com on hour number 2 on the Doug Stewart Show, Man Talk Monday, Ballers and Busters, we do all of that. Very long weekend for me. And I actually played, speaking of the golf and the very long weekend, man, I actually played pretty decent. I don't play. Like, last time I played golf is when I went to my last guy's weekend trip to Florida a couple of months ago. So if you play golf, you know that you got to play. You got to practice. We had the great Calvin Pete in studio many, many years ago, and I remember something that he said. He was like, even if he doesn't play, he swings his club every single day. Like, he does not let and rest in peace to the great Calvin Pete. He said, you cannot let a day pass where you don't at least swing your golf club. Practice swings. And so I haven't been playing. I'm not making any excuses or anything like that. I'm not making excuses. But we played some very tough courses, man. The first day, let's just say I shot over 100. And the second day, I shot a 92. And then the last day, I shot a 98. And these are some very tough courses, man. So I like the way I swung, and I like the way I hit the ball the last 2 days. Didn't win any damn trophies or anything like that. All I did is drink a lot of alcohol once again and hang out. Broadway at the beach. Speaking of the most beautiful place in the world, if you've never been to Myrtle Beach, they've got this place called Broadway on the beach, and it's kind of like, if you're from Atlanta, it's kind of like Atlantic Station, but it's even more. It's kind of like a cross between Atlantic Station and Atlanta, and like a carnival or a fair or something like that. And we hung out there, a bunch of clubs and bars and all that type of stuff, man. Had a real fun weekend. But one thing I wanted to mention, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, about finishing up on the Kevin Durant talk, is sources are saying, and once again, you don't know how these sources go. You don't know to what validity they have. But sources are saying that Durant is not going to include the Lakers, but more importantly, he's not going to include and list the teams that he's going to give a shot at, the Washington Wizards. Now, if you're trying to move, and once again, I just don't understand these young kids. If you're trying to leave OKC, I can't think of a more ideal scenario for you as a player. If you're trying to increase your brand and trying to, magnify your status in the league and in basketball, there can't be a better place than his hometown of D.C., can it? Like, if you remember, and I mentioned his name earlier, you remember when Latrell Sprewell had went to the New York Knicks? It was a big, big deal. Latrell Sprewell had been balling. He was a big name. And, the Knicks are the Knicks. So, the biggest media market in the country. And so it was a big, big deal. And so this conversation about, trying to increase your brand and become a bigger celebrity and anything, like Durant's from D.C., they would absolutely just worship the ground that he walked on if he went to D.C. And don't say they don't have a squad or they're that far away from, winning a championship. I mean, hell, they got some very good players. John Wall, I can make the argument that John Wall is one of the top 3 or 4 point guards in the league. You got John Wall, you got the Gortat dude that plays the center. They got some pieces, man. Why wouldn't he want to go back? These cats are kind of like scared of the challenge. That's another part of the young generation, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. They don't want to take on a challenge. Like, they want the easy way out. They just want to take the easy way. Now, the perfect example of this was Dwight Howard. Really lost a lot of respect for Dwight Howard with the situation that he had in L.A. to follow in the lineage of the great Lakers centers of all times. They were going to hand the keys over to him. And he left, didn't want to take on the challenge. And listen, I'm not a Washington Bullets, I said Bullets, I'll tell you how old I am. I'm not a Washington Wizards fan, but I just think that'd be a great story. He could take that organization to the next level, kind of the same way I feel about Dwight Howard. Like, why wouldn't Dwight Howard want to come to Atlanta? If he wants to leave, and if he doesn't want to re-sign with a team that can pay him more money that he's with right now, why wouldn't Dwight Howard want to come to Atlanta and be the man? Like, Durant doesn't want to go to D.C.? Why? I don't know. What are your thoughts about that, man? 404-382. Just doesn't make sense to me. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at Doug@thedougstewartshow.com. From Clay Not Magic Negro Davis. My dad is from New Orleans, and he refuses to move back home. Some people don't want to go back home. Yeah. But your dad going back home and Kevin Durant going back home to making a max deal and being absolutely beloved. Like, if Durant went back to D.C. and helped the Wizards make it to like an NBA Finals, which the Wizards haven't been to a Finals in, I'm going to guess, 30 years, the days of the great Wes Unseld and what have you, man, he could write his own ticket. He'd never pay for a meal in D.C., which I'm sure he doesn't already. But I just don't understand why these guys are just so scared of going and playing for their hometown. You know, you'd be basically doing what LeBron's doing. You see what I'm saying? LeBron he could be the governor of Ohio if he wanted to. Like, he can't go anywhere else. That's why when they talked about him going to the Lakers or the conversation about him going to the Lakers, I'm like, I don't believe that. He can't go anywhere else. He can't go to another city and be bigger than he is right now with the hometown love that he gets. Can you imagine the love? The Wizards have never been good. They're pretty much on the same level as the Cleveland Cavaliers have been over the last 30 years. Can you imagine the love and the outpouring of support, that Kevin Durant would get in D.C.? These cats just don't want to do it, though, man. I don't know. From Deion Simmons, what up, homegirl? She says, okay, I'm still catching up with things here. What's TDSS morning rail? So TDSS, Deion, and you and your hubby need to come down to ATL for this. Let me explain TDSS weekend to new listeners. Speaking of which, I'll probably see you this weekend. We got family reunion this weekend. But TDSS weekend is a special weekend that all the Stewies congregate to the Mecca of Sports Talk Radio, ATL, here in ATL, okay, to commemorate and to show love to their fellow Stewies and to their fearless host, me, and just celebrate TDSS and the Doug Stewart Show. That's what TDSS stands for. I guess I should tell you that too. And come to Atlanta as one and hang out and watch games and party and tailgate. And it's just a whole fun-filled weekend where the Stewies, it's a fun-filled weekend where the Stewies come together. That's what it all is. That's what it is. Yes, sir. Yeah. And so last year we celebrated the 1-year anniversary, and this year we'll celebrate the 2-year anniversary. The exact date, I got to go back and look at the records to the exact date of the first show of the Doug Stewart Show back in 2014. I'll tell you that when we get back from the break. But it's not the exact date, I don't believe, this year, but it's around the same time that we started in the early part of September back in 2014. So it's September 9th through the 11th right here in ATL. A lot of great stuff going on that weekend. I'll give you more details in the days and weeks coming ahead, all right? Yes, sir. As you can tell, I'm kind of struggling with my voice. And it's not just talking a lot for me that I found that I lose my voice. It's when I stay out late and I don't get a lot of sleep. And when I drink a lot of alcohol. And so we fighting through it. But I don't have my voice at full capacity today. But that's okay. We're professionals around here. Yes, sir. Hey, we got NFL news and notes coming up a little bit later. We'll talk about James Harrison, Johnny Manziel. I'll give you my thoughts on that guy, as well as a very interesting memorabilia purchase from an NFL owner this weekend. We'll talk about that. We got entertainment coming up next, birthdays and some little entertainment news. And don't forget, 12 noon today, following this show, the Alpha Male Sports Talk Show. Pole politicking a little bit later on this evening for SME After Dark, as well as Lonely Hearts Cafe and Spicy Conversations. Don't go away. We'll be back in 3 minutes. Stay put.
Hey, what's up, Stu Nation? This is your boy, Red.